Hey everyone, so I've had so many requests for low back pain and how to ease any discomfort that people are feeling. We're all sitting and driving and doing so much these days at home. So I offer my clients, and then of course I wanted to just bring everybody a video. If you're suffering from lower back pain, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying this is perfect. If something hurts, go get it checked out. Okay. But with my clients, I make sure that we focus on some foam rolling as we start working out or end your workout. And I myself do these as a cyclist. So for any low back pain, I want to talk about kind of loosening up our shoulders or our thoracic spine, and then working around the lower back with a couple of options there. So grab your foam roller and roll with me. First, we're going to be on our back. All right, so you're gonna roll, sitting on your foam roller. Your spine is aligned with that roller, hands by your side, and just kind of make sure you're centered there. And first we're gonna start with reaching overhead with one arm, thumb to the ground, and then switching arms. Good. Make sure you're gently pressing your back into that roller just to maintain some core stability here. As we reach and roll, and just gonna start to open up and feel the shoulders getting some mobility. A lot of times, guys, our low back pain is because our shoulders are not mobile. Okay, and your motion here doesn't have to look like mine. Just do the best of your ability. The point is to go as far as you can over your head and reach for your heels. Good. Let's do a couple more. 2 and 1. Bring those hands together, and we're going to open it up like a book. Back of your hands to the ground. Maybe even your forearms to the ground. Maybe your hands don't touch the ground. That's okay. Deep breathing here. Chin is away from your chest, and open up those chest muscles. You're going to feel that through the chest, and let gravity open up those shoulders. One more deep breath. And finish here. And now I like to call these the snow angels. So the back of your hand to the ground, reach for your heels, and then tracing a line on the ground all the way overhead. And again, depending on the way your body is built, you may not keep your hands on the ground. That's okay. Just strive to reach overhead. It's okay if your snow angels don't look like mine, but let's do 10. Again, mobility, rolling, opening up the upper body, reaching, finding more mobility. You may feel your shoulder blades a lot right here, and that's okay too, right? This might feel really good just to lay on your spine, especially if all you do is sit at your office all day or sit on the couch at home. So keep it going, guys. One more. Bring it on down. Great. Now gently roll off that roller. You could just tilt to one side and roll the roller off. All right, we're gonna take this behind you. Bring it perpendicular to your spine. And you guys, everybody knows how it is to be in a hot tub, right? So start with hot tub position. Okay, you're just like leaning back. Bring your spine all the way down and grab behind your head. From here, if you feel really uncomfortable, keep your hips down and just rock up and down your spine. If you feel like, that's okay, but I could do more, lift those hips up gently, roll towards your lower ribs and towards your upper back. And you may feel some nice release here. Okay, you'll probably feel some tight spots, probably feel some things that feel okay. But if you feel anything painful, do not continue. We should never feel painful as we're rolling. Bring those hips back down and that roller back to hot tub position. All right, so hands behind the head, close your elbows tight, and gently roll your head back towards the ground, inhaling as you go down. Exhale, come back. This is called a thoracic extension. Go ahead and move your hips down an inch and press your head back. Breathing in, exhale back to center. I'll do one more, just moving that roller up or down an inch. Inhale back. Keep those elbows tight. Exhale over back to neutral. All right, from there, we're just gonna stack the knees onto one side. So now our roller is perpendicular to your armpit, all right? and that roller perpendicular to my armpit. And what I'm going to do is keep my hips down and just roll towards my lower ribs and then my armpit, and then lower ribs and armpit. Okay, holding my neck for stability. And I'm honestly using my legs to push from here. Come back to resting. If anything feels tight, maybe just sit on it and breathe. If it feels painful, just don't do it, okay? We don't want pain, anything more than a 5 or a 6, and I want you to back it off. From here, we're gonna do a cross friction, closing those elbows slightly, and then opening that back up, coming across the body towards your belly, and then towards your back. Let's do one more. I'm gonna adjust so I get a little more tension on one spot that feels tight as I come across, and good. Final, take your bottom arm, thumb up, and perform a little windshield wiper up and down. Again, we're just looking for mobility, not a stretch. We're just looking for more motion through the shoulders. Last one, and we'll switch sides. So you can just roll over. I'm gonna move so I can still see you. Remember, roller is perpendicular to your armpit. Bringing your armpit down, and hands are up. I'm gonna gently push down towards my lower ribs and back up towards my armpit. Down and up, down, up, a few more. This side feels really great, okay? But if you feel painful, again, don't do it. Now I'm gonna gently tilt up towards the ceiling and forward towards closing my elbows together and bringing it back up and forwards. Good. I'm gonna adjust 1 more inch and bring it up and forwards and release. So that's our shoulder series. Kind of coming up to sitting, just kind of feeling a little mobility in the neck through the shoulders, okay? We worked on our thoracic spine right through our thorax there and our shoulder mobility. All right, let's finish off with a little work around the low back. So we never roll on the lower back, but we're gonna kind of roll on the side. So follow along as I get into the position. So find one hip bone, that bony part in the front of your hip. You're gonna place that on the roller, okay? And as you feel that bone, you're like, oh yeah, I feel that. Roll back. So now that roller is just above your hip bone, not on bone now, we're on a soft tissue. This is sitting between my hip and my ribs. All right, I'm gonna bend my knees, stacking them. Keep the weight on my upper body here on my arm. And this hand is gonna come down. I'm gonna roll towards my belly button forward. And then I'm gonna roll towards my back, coming to the center. So my shoulder points to the ceiling. And roll it forward. And come back. So we're rolling on some soft tissue, really massaging the fascia, coming right through our lower back into our hips. Okay, let's do one more. And good, I'm gonna switch sides. Scratch that, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna roll now around my hips, and then I'm gonna roll my glutes all on this side, and then we'll do the other side. So starting again, hip bone on the roller, and I'm gonna press forward. So I'm gonna roll my the top part of my quadriceps. So body is 45 degrees to the floor, using both feet to push myself forwards and back. Give it 3 rolls. And release. Come in all the way to my side now on the IT band. Top leg comes down, so I have somewhere to push. And I'm gonna roll 3 times. Up, 2, 3, and release. Okay, and then to finish off, same side, I'm gonna bring it sitting on my roller. Stack my knees onto that side, and I'm gonna roll up and down 3 times. 3, and now staying here, we're gonna come back and forth 3 times. Tenting those fingers in the back. You can even find a pillow or a block to rest your hands on if this is too much. Okay, so that was one side. Let's do the other. All right, so hip bone onto the roller. Roll back so that roller is just above your hip. Knees are stacked. And we're gonna roll back so the shoulder is up, and then roll forward toward your belly button. Good. I'm just gonna do a couple more. Notice the difference between left and right. Is one side tighter than the other? Couple more. I notice this side is much tighter for me, and I feel like this is helping a lot. Last one. Side. Okay. From here, I'm gonna bring this hip back to my foam roller, and I'm gonna roll down. Actually, I gotta move a little up and down my quadricep. 1, 2, 3. Tilt all the way to my side for IG dance. 1, 2, 3. And finally, onto my glutes. So again, sit on your roller, tilt onto that glute, and we'll come up and down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then we're going to cross friction from left to right. 1, 2, 3. And release. Okay. So that will cover it. So we're working again above our low back with our shoulders, getting some more mobility and kind of more pliability in our thoracic spine. And then we're going to work below our lower back with our hips and the top of our quads. I hope this finds you feeling better. And remember, you can foam roll any time of day or night. You don't have to warm up to use it. You don't have to cool down to use it. But use it as a recovery tool for you. So you don't need to live in pain. You can take action and feel better. Thanks for coming.